Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Omega Strike. Today we are deep in the Omega Citadel, pushing our way to the final boss battle with Dr. Omega himself. I do not know if this save spot is like the midpoint of this area or the right before the boss save, but we will find that out really quickly. Thank you again for joining me. I have enjoyed this game quite a bit. It's been a lot of fun and I do recommend you all check it out on Steam. Let's see what is up here in front of us. It does look from this kind of imagery that we're heading right to Dr. Omega himself, but we are pretty well set up. We have 9, the life cube is not going to really help us here, but we have 9 grand feasts that will restore all of our health, and emergency beacon that if we have to, we can teleport back. I do not know if it will pull us out of a boss battle though. We have 190 gold, so just in case we do die here, we could even buy some more grand feasts. So that is good. I do believe we are set up and ready to go here. We just have to battle it out. It looks like, yep, right up here we are going to face Dr. Omega himself, and I really would like to switch out my character. Well, here we are. Do you really think you can defeat me? You are a mere mortal and I am a god. Time to put an end to your pitiful rebellion. Okay, we want to switch out so that we can kind of basically just fire out. Oh, whoa, okay, we got a little hand rocket there. Oh, okay, well, let's try to avoid that next time. Oh, is all you're gonna be doing is jumping over me and shooting your hand out? Because those are both very easy to avoid. Oh, whoa, 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 okay, you're teleporting now. That's a little bit trickier. I gotcha, okay. Hand, teleport, jump. I can handle this as long as it just goes to those. If he can sit here and just do that hand thing forever, I'd be really happy. Oh, we're stuck in the corner. No. Oh, wow. Okay, there we go. There we go. We are almost got it here. Let's go ahead and do another grand, or just our first grand feast, so that we can get this taken out here, and hopefully we'll be able to we're just gonna brute force this, it looks like, and boom, we took him down like that. Not too much of a problem, but I would not be surprised if there is a second form here. You fool, do you think you have won? This is only the beginning. That's what I figured. There was oh yeah, now you will learn the meaning of true power. Time to die. I was expecting a second form there. I really was. Oh gosh. And we got all kinds of things coming at us here, and I did not. These are taking a lot of damage here. Those razor things that were shooting out definitely did a lot of damage to me. Don't know if we can brute force this or not, but we seem to be doing a pretty decent job here avoiding most of the damage. We got him down a little bit. We're gonna have to grab another feast here. It's definitely taking off quite a bit of health, but I think we're still not too bad off here. I don't think we're too terribly bad off. I need to watch out for these beams and get far enough away so that I can avoid them, but I also got to stay relatively close to him so that I can have my shot in. And the rock thing is really what I want to do, because that's the thing that allows me to sit still basically and just shoot him. So I really kind of wanted him to do that rock thing as much as possible. There we go. So do that a bunch of times. He's throwing out those knives again. Those razor blades are tricky. Again, it's one of those sets where it's just a little bit further out, or they come in just a little bit short of my jump, and I kind of have to do this wiggle here to avoid them. But there we go, we got a little bit more left to do here, and he keeps on going back to these. I don't think we we had 9, so that was definitely a lot. We could have just straight brute forced it, but we didn't really need to. It wasn't that hard of an avoidance there, and we got a third form here, and it's just a head, which is kind of scary there, but we're doing good. I didn't expect a third form, to be honest, but that is definitely a little bit of a scary form there. See what we can get if he's just going to jump around. But again, each form did something a little bit different down at half health, so I do expect him to kind of switch up a little bit when I hit him down a little bit further, but he doesn't seem to be doing anything different here, and he's already back down to, well, almost a quarter of his health now, which is a good thing here. If I could run along with him when he's doing that, going across the screen, that will help. There we go. Third form is down. Is there a fourth form? It does not appear, so it seems being very dramatic. And what I gotta say, that is puny god. Dr. Omega is defeated, and our heroes take one last look at the burning Omega Citadel. Peace is finally restored, and this great victory brings the promise of a brighter future. I kind of joked about it in the last episode, how this was going to be a quick boss fight battle, and that's it. And it was. This is going to be a very short episode, but as we watch the credits, I'm going to give my final thoughts about the game here, which is something I typically do. Overall, I thought the game was very good. There were a little things that I was worried about. The special abilities were fairly even among the 3 characters that you could play. The levels were designed in a really good way so that each character was very useful and you needed them. Then the levels themselves were really well designed. Each area definitely felt realistic and felt alive, and you had different things like the chain to climb on in some areas, or a rope. So things like that changed in areas, and each area felt its own, which was really nice. The spikes was another thing that changed throughout the area. Sometimes you had spikes, sometimes you had like metal shards in the scrapyard, and sometimes you had like thorns that would be in the forest areas. So we're going to come back to the title screen here, but I think it was a very good thing. One of the couple things that I really don't like about metroidvanias is when your dead ends, you know, that place where you go off to get that power up, or that goes off and gets an item of some sort. They were relatively short in Omega Strike. I really hate running off for 20 minutes or 30 minutes and you end up getting to a dead end where you have to just come back through them. So in Mega Strike, most of them were a short, quick jaunt off the main path. You picked up your treasure chest, your med kit, or your life cube really quickly and was able to get back to the game. The power-ups were really obvious where you needed to use them and how to use them. One of the other things I really don't like about Metroidvanias is when you get a new power-up and you have to go to every blockade to see which ones it opens, because you're not sure what this weapon does, or you're not sure how to get through the blockade. But it was very obvious with each power-up where it was. It's just about getting back to the blockade. And the final thing, it wrapped around really well. So almost every boss, there was a lot of them, which was also good because it felt like you were making good progress through the game as you were defeating the boss. It wasn't just area after area after area. it was broken up well into boss fights. After each boss, I think there was only one boss on all the bosses that didn't do this. After the bosses, right after the boss, you had a short area that showed you how to use that new power up, and then also wrapped around to nearly the beginning of the level. So once you beat that boss, you go right back out the level and you continue on your game. So really, really impressed with Omega Strike. I know it's a little bit older of a game, came out in 2017, but it is still definitely a great retro-inspired game, and I highly recommend it. It was very good, a lot of fun, and I appreciate all of you for hanging out and watching it with me, watching me play it. Thank you again, and I will see you all in the next game. Bye, everybody.